Hello, everybody. Joe Bagnones here, and welcome for our first episode of a new series. That's right, we're on to one. We did Moon last time, and, figured we might as well finish this one up. Completing my arc of, tactics before the team that broke off to make Key became Key. Unfortunately, I won't be reading, any Key visual novels, because I've already read most of them. Technically, I haven't read the canon visual novel, but I've watched the anime, and from what I hear, the anime's better than the VN in a lot of ways, so, yeah, oops. And I learned my lesson with Little Busters when my old channel on that, I tried to cut my teeth by recording, a Little Busters read-through, but I've read Little Busters, 7 times, so I really burnt myself out by the time I got to Kamari's route, so that stopped. Air, I've read 80% of Air. I don't know why I stopped. I just need to fucking finish it up. Clanad, yep, read all of it. Little Busters, read all of it. Rewrite, yeah, I read it. Which, honestly, watching the Muv-Luv anime right now, it's honestly feels like it's kind of going I'm gonna say Rewrite has a better anime than Muv-Luv Alternative. I hate that is so far true, because at least Rewrite was 2 cores, and at the pace that this is going, Muv-Luv is gonna be 1 core. So let's not talk about that. This is happy. This is, well, it's a Key VN, so the mood shifts between happy and gut-wrenching sadness. Well, then I suppose this isn't a Key VN, it's a Tactics VN, but I don't know who project lead was on this one, so who knows? Anyway, yeah, I'll be starting with the title, Girls Route. Oh god, my mouse is stuck. There we go. It was stuck on the other screen. I couldn't get it back over. No reason in particular, just because the guide I'm using said, hey, there's no real recommended route order, so this is what they recommend. So I'm just gonna go with the chef's choice on this one. The only thing I've done is I booted it up to test if the music was working. It was, and I fiddled with the sound settings a bit because it was ear-piercingly loud. The BGM. I was so happy. Do I have to click? This is the fun thing about starting new VNs. You gotta learn, what you can do to advance the text. Arrow keys. So happy that from time to time, I would forget that this was my everyday life. Okay, arrow keys doesn't do it. Enter button? There, I guess I'll use that. And then suddenly, I would be grateful. Thank you. Thank you for this happy everyday existence. Even the mud splashed up on the hem of my trousers as I dashed through a puddle. Even that was a little piece of happiness. I thought that it would last forever. I could always jump around in puddles. I could keep gathering those pieces of happiness. But an instant was all it took for everything to come crumbling down. There was no such thing as an eternity. I didn't know. That tragic fate was something I didn't know. I didn't know. Getting a little compression there on the music. Alright. Well, I'll check the recording later to see if that comes up, but I honestly think it's just my headset. I've run over this aux cable with my fucking chair 5 billion times in the past 3 years, so it's probably jank. That was what she said. And now, here I stand. In the place where eternity exists. Hey, nice. Ooh, fuck, calendar. Starting right before December, huh? That was the sound of a curtain. I hear an irritating sound as my vision is flooded with white light. It's white and painful and bright. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely the more, normal style of Kivian, when, comparatively Moon was like the, I almost want to say like shadow plot that a lot of Kivians have, and which is like the main plot of Rewrite. I see. It's morning. That's why it's so bright. No, thank you. Just being told to get up doesn't make it any easier to do. When you know you shouldn't be sleeping, it's possible to put yourself into a drowsier state on the edge of sleep. That's the most comfortable kind of sleep you can still consciously acknowledge. Thwomp? What are we doing on the bed? This time, I feel my body grow lighter with the pull from a vacuum. Okay. I feel light and cold. And my blanket's gone. No. This was me today. I stayed up way too late today. I didn't go to bed until like noon. Because for some reason, I really wanted to watch, well, I guess it's not the last Kara no Kyokai movie. It's like movie number 7, Murder Speculation 2, because I just really wanted to see. It's the dose you took is 10 times more powerful than marijuana. If you don't do something, you are going to die. God fucking Nasu, you don't know how drugs work. Won't be defeated, damn it. That line is just so fucking funny to me. And I needed... Yeah, you can see it out of context, but in context, it's just great. I curl up, desperately clinging to the escaping heat. Get a heated blanket, son. That's what I did. I'm still sleepy. As am I. I got my full pot of coffee. It's like 8:30 p.m. I shouldn't have slept in this long, but I did anyway. Right. This time, the support suddenly vanishes from under my head, and everything goes dark. It's dark, and stuffy, and I'm about to die. Okay, Protag, Kohei. Easy enough name, thank you. I finally managed to pull my face out from under the pillow that's being pressed down over it. Oh my god. Oh god. That fucking... I was about to say, like, seafoam green, but is it even that? It's like... gross. It's like unripened banana green. Oh, what you got around your room? Weird clock. You got a fucking stereo system under your desk. Some little... Is that like a second bookshelf behind the desk there? Something about that perspective seems a little off in comparison to the big bookshelf. But I won't fucking be a stickler for the details. I take a moment to catch my breath and stabilize my vision, which has gone black and white from oxygen deprivation. My room comes into focus, along with the figure standing beside my bed. Yeah, hey, new Protag, who dis? I look up to be met with the sight of a girl in a uniform. Why is there a mysterious and beautiful girl here to wake me up in the morning? Astonished, I slide backward until my back is against the wall. See, this is the kind of protagonist I'm used to. Exasperated, the mysterious and beautiful girl takes the blanket she stripped from me moments ago and walks up to my open window. I say as I'm not even looking at the screen, I'm looking at my OBS settings to make sure. Yes, I did make sure to turn my mic on. Just kidding. The mysterious and beautiful girl, let's drop the act here, steps out onto the balcony and airs out my blanket. What are you doing that your blanket's getting so, like, fucking musty? Needs to be aired out that, like, every day, bro. Hanging it over the railing, she gives it a light patting with her hand. Nagamori! What are you talking about? Maybe I should turn up the voices a bit. And... Okay, 4's there. 9? Let's try that. Strong little girl, the type, yeah. I get the feeling that I've heard this all before. Yeah, that's better. She drives me out of my room, probably wanting to air out the bed sheets too. You sure are pragmatic. Oh, nothing. I leave the room with my uniform and bag under my arms. Whew, look at that TV. The house is empty, and I come down the stairs. Oh, look at that couch. Fucking striped sectional? And it doesn't even have, like arms at the end? What? Nice looking house, though. Dude's got money. Well, I guess either him or his parents have money. But I'm just gonna say it's him, because everyone here is an adult. Yukiko-san had probably seen Nagamori waiting outside our house as she was leaving and called out to her. No doubt it was something along the lines of, looks like he's still asleep, go in and wake him up. In her own way, she's a fairly easygoing kind of person. Even if someone other than me suddenly started living in this house, I doubt she'd mind at all. That's how busy with work she is. To her, home is no more than a place to sleep. I think she has no private life at all. Ooh, fucking deep cuts. I felt that one. Still, that's good for me, since it means I can lead a laid-back lifestyle. Breakfast is ready on the table, so I take a handful and stuff it in my mouth. Just like fucking grab, like a fistful, like white-knuckling it of sunny-side-up eggs, and just fucking shove it into your gullet with like the yolk running down your hands. Next, I visit the toilet. I'm standing here in front of the bathroom mirror while Nagamori catches me again. Could have just said, went to the restroom. I know in Japanese they just say toilet for like the bathroom, restroom, washroom, water closet, yada yada. You know, English, we're so fucking what's the word? Posh, I guess. Where, you know, oh, we don't want to say the word toilet. That's a dirty word. So we have all these euphemisms for it, but like, yeah, it sounds crude in regular English to say, yeah, I'm gonna go to the toilet. You know, just, oh, I'm gonna go to the restroom. Boom, done, fine. That's my gripe on Japanese to English translations. When it says toilet, unless they're physically talking about like, hey, I'm going to Home Depot to buy a toilet, just say like restroom, man. It makes it sound more natural. But I haven't had my morning shampoo yet. Thought I'd give it a try for once. You don't have to wait for me. Go on ahead. Well, actually, I had no intention of having one in the first place. She gives a sigh of someone who has had to deal with far more than she can handle. Even I'm beginning to think that it'd be stupid to be laid over a half-baked joke. Let's go. I lead the way, heading towards the hallway. I take a stretch as we head out the door, my breath taking on a faint white hue in the air. Nagamori gives me a push from behind. What's the time? She shows me her watch. I see. I guess we will have to run, after all, if we want to make it on time. We break into a run as we pass the gate. On and on we run, our pace never slackening for a moment. Nice. Keeping up the cardio. But running in the winter, cold air fucking sucks. Like, all the spit, like, coagulates in your mouth. And it makes it harder to breathe. It, like, gets really stringy. So if like, you're really running, and, like Like, when you're doing that, like, fucking strings will, like, come flying out and hit you on the cheek and, like, just stay there. It's awful. I hate running in the cold. Patter, patter, patter. Ooh, fucking funky sax. Nagamori follows closely behind. It's strange, but when I think about it, I've become used to this sort of scene in the morning. It's an odd feeling, as though this moment is one I couldn't have arrived at, even if one thing had happened differently in the past. I can read and not get distracted by that fucking grooving saxophone, my guy. I faced countless branching decisions up until now, and despite the odds being against it, I'm here. Yes, very meta commentary about the nature of visual novels, so I'm well aware. Of course, I might have thought the same thing no matter where I ended up. But nonetheless, in terms of my own life, it still feels like there's something particularly wondrous about this fate of mine. After losing my family when I was a child, I was put into the care of Yukiko-san, my mother's sister. You say your aunts. That's an oddly, removed way to talk about it. Her. At the time, I had no friends, and every place was an unfamiliar one. I was a child, and the city was a foreign land whose language I didn't speak. That was when she appeared. I'm holed up in my room, as usual, when I hear a sound against the window. What was that? This is the second floor. Is someone throwing stones or something? There it is again. Is this some kind of prank? It'll probably stop if I just ignore it. But no matter how long I wait, the sound shows no sign of stopping. This guy sure is persistent. Thinking that I'd at least take a look at his face, I push the window open. And then, thunk. A large rock hits me right between the eyebrows. For a while, I'm seeing stars. I collapse into a crouch. 5 points. I hear a panicked voice from down below. What the hell do you think you're doing? I yell, getting up with my hand on my swollen forehead. You know, I don't think I've ever actually hit my head hard enough to get, a lump. Yeah, it's kind of gotten a little swollen, but, my nephew, he tripped once when I was home for Christmas, and he, hit his head right on the corner of the wall, and he got, a full, egg bump. It was, an inch protruding out. I was surprised. We almost took him to the ER from how bad it was. The girl is standing there between the fence, looking up at me while trying to justify her actions. And yes, no, we didn't just leave it as it was. We called, the nurse's hotline, and they said, okay, just keep an eye on him, and if he starts, being weird, he might have a concussion, so then you should bring him to the ER. Something vaguely familiar about her face. I'm pretty sure she's from my class. I let loose another salvo of blame. That really hurt, you know. That was a really mean prank. Why don't you ring the doorbell? Liar. Sorry for tomorrow. I'm gonna be picking on you, so you better prepare yourself. It was Nagamori, the girl who is currently running behind me. From that day onwards, I picked on her relentlessly. Not only would I flip up her skirt, I'd pull down her panties too. You know? The skirt flipping thing, it happens a lot in Japanese media. I honestly can't remember a single time going up through, elementary, middle school that, me and the boys, or, any group of boys thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be hysterical, and, people got pantsed, but it was usually between the dudes, haha, fucking look at your Spider-Man underwear. Not oh, look at the girl's underwear, and, oh, I'm gonna pull it down, oh... No? Are you okay, Japan? Well, clearly not, looking at certain statistics, but... And instead of hiding her shoes, I added to them by taking someone else's shoes from the school locker school shoe shelf. My special move was the lunch table complete flip, a daring move involving the overturning of her table, lunch and all. Oh my god. Now that I think about it, those are some pretty mean things to do. Given what happened, our current relationship is nothing short of wondrous. Maybe that's why I was so moved at the thought of all the branching decisions I had passed up until this morning. I think to myself, wait, did I just really think Kohei in front of you? Huh? Crash! Oh, does she have toast? Oh god, those colors. Particularly that orange, that almost like adobe brick color. Really, not sure how I feel about it with the rest of them. Collision. I braced myself just before impact, though. So all that happened is that the other party goes into a roll slide across the ground. Nice fucking shoulder check him, right into the boards. With the other person lying there, face down on the ground, and me getting ready to run, I look an awful lot like a one-sided aggressor. You'd almost think it was my fault. The other person jerks her face upward from the ground. It's a girl of about my age, her face painfully flushed with anger, or because she just face planted. Who's your voice actor? Sounds very familiar. The girl directs her gaze towards Nagamori, who's standing behind me. He was completely spaced out and running. Which is honestly, the best way to run. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it's not impossible that maybe it was my fault. Actually, that was supposed to have been an omission just then. I mean, we can call an ambulance for you, make it super embarrassing, make a big scene of it. Well, that's a problem, because actually, I'm in a hurry too. I know, Nagamori, I'm leaving the rest up to you. We'll answer for your roll call. Ignoring her protests, I break into a dash straight for the school. Oh god, what's with the colors in this game? It's like baby puke yellow, like sinus infection snot. Bursting through the school gates, I head straight to the shoe shelf. Nagamori arrives while I'm changing my shoes. Wait, what? Don't tell me you ran away too. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. From the looks of that uniform, it doesn't seem like she belongs to any of the schools around here. I'll probably never see her again. Or, calling it right now, $5 down, she's a transfer student and she's gonna be in her class. And the reason she doesn't have a uniform is because it's her first day. The chime rings as we walk down the corridor towards our classroom. Still, that girl. Talk about a gap between looks and behavior. By the time we enter the classroom, I can see the homeroom teacher coming down the corridor. Surprisingly decent-looking background characters. See, look. Oh, she said that. Nagamori puts her bag down on the desk in the aisle closest to the corridor. I keep walking until I reach the window aisle, exchanging greetings with a couple of friends before taking my seat. Because of course you sit there, either the very back seat on the window side, or the one in front of it. The classroom becomes quiet as the homeroom teacher appears. The students scattered about the class sluggishly take their seats. Okay. I was looking for an ing there, to make it a verb, but it was really an adjective or an adverb. What was it, actually? I'm real bad with my S's. Sluggishly. There we go. But at that point, things diverged from the everyday routine. Suddenly, a clamor began to rise from the male students in the class. What's going on? I turned my gaze back to the classroom. I can't believe my eyes. Wow, almost like it's exactly as I said. Astonishingly, our bearded homeroom teacher has turned into a cute young girl. No, that's not it. Our bearded teacher is standing beside her. Now that you think about it, you really don't see too many, bearded Japanese characters. Yeah, it makes sense. Of course they exist, but, it's just like the mental image, I honestly can't think of any, modern Japanese people, real-life people, not anime characters that, off the top of my head that I can think of that have a beard. It seems like most of them are clean-shaven. Yeah. Hige desperately tries to restore calm to the class in an uproar. Come to think of it, I get the feeling that he did mention something like that. As Hige speaks, the noise in the class comes to a sudden halt. The girl opens her mouth, as if she's been waiting for that precise moment. Now that I take a good look at her, I get the feeling that we've met somewhere before. Wait, that's the girl I ran into this morning. Very dark shade of blue for the hair. I glance in Nagamori's direction to see her nodding. Yeah, that's right. But she's changed. It's as if she's a completely different person now. Could acting nice really change someone so much? Her lovely words and manner of speaking have driven the boys in the class into a frenzy of joy. She lowers her head in a bow. The boys react by roaring in welcome. He looks in my direction. It's true, our aisle has one less seat than the others. And with that, Hige begins to wrap up homeroom without even listening for my reply. Cool, I guess that's his, fucking surname. What was it again? Oh. Orihara? Cool. Not gonna call you that. With that, he leaves the classroom by himself. The moment he does, a crowd forms around the transfer student. Giving a sigh of exasperation as I watch them from out of the corridor, as I watch them from the corner of my eye, there we go. I head out into the corridor to bring back her desk. The desk is lying against the wall outside the classroom, topped by an inverted chair. I carry them both back into the classroom and place them directly behind mine. Just like I said, protag seat, second to the last on the window aisle. But thinking better of it, I decided to put my desk at the very back of the aisle and hers in front of mine. Nice. Yeah, with someone like her behind me, it's only a matter of time before I get stabbed. Et tu, Nanase-san. Hige doesn't give a damn about that sort of thing. is a pretty tolerant guy. As she speaks, she looks over at the crowd of people in front of the blackboard. No, the green blackboard. I don't know what to think. But it's hard to imagine that she's the same person as the girl with the attitude from this morning. That's your conclusion? What? Nope, she didn't have toast in her mouth. It's not one of those. Sorry. Not that again. You're always trying to pair me up with some other girl. With that parting remark, Nagamori makes her way back to her own desk just as the chime rings to announce the beginning of first period. Sheesh! Who does she think she is? My mother? Well, in practice, I guess it just comes pretty close. I guess she comes pretty close. Is practice spelled with an S at the end? Am I retarded? I feel like it is, but at the same time, I'm not smart enough to know. Because I just use autocorrect for everything. I just mash numbers into my phone's keyboard. Yeah, no. Practice does have a C at the end. Come on, translators. Step up your fucking game. Nagamori's voice is replaced by that of another. Yes? I look up to see the transfer student. No problem, fam. How's your leg? Seems she's finally recalled my face. She goes silent, as if she's just frozen over. Oh my god, my fucking reading. That was some tri-raid you put on this morning. Ignoring what I had said, she hastily moves to sit down. That's my seat. Yours is the one in front. Yeah, I figured it'd be easier for you to see the blackboard, you know. By the way, that was some tri-raid. Tri-raid? You put on this morning. Acknowledge it. You can't ignore it forever. She sits down without a word and turns her back towards me. Classroom is silent but for the clattering of the chalk against the blackboard. I pace her lines motionlessly in my hand while I stare blankly at the back of Nanase's head. Pacer? What? What the fuck is a pacer? Just what does she think she's playing at? Acting all nice like that. Or was the person I met this morning someone else entirely? Find out. Okay, let's find out for sure. I tie the ends of Nanase's long flowing hair to the back of her chair. Now then, let's see how she reacts. Finally, the chime rings to announce the end of the class. The teacher thumps the lectern with his pile of textbooks. Oh god. An incredible sound rings out. I watch as Nanase's body becomes frozen in an extremely unnatural posture. Her hair held her down as she went to get up, causing her head to snap back and her whole body to tilt. Hey! It's lunchtime in the classroom. Taking her seat once more, Nanase turns around and unties her hair from the back of the chair. Then, she slowly gets up and comes to stand right in front of me. It's your own fault for not noticing someone, tying your hair. Bits of her saliva come flying at me. Blech. Open your mouth, catch it. Ah, so you are that girl from this morning after all. Seems she's come back to her senses, although with this girl, it's hard to tell which personality is the same one. She breaks into a sudden fit of fake coughing before darting out of the classroom at full speed. Dash! You'd have to try pretty hard to come up with a more obvious way to dodge a question. It seems that the crowd of guys who had gathered around her and bombarded her with questions have yet to catch on to her true nature. Yes. No, I wasn't doing anything. Left to their own devices, with Nanase gone, the guys quickly disperse. In their place appears Nagamori. What, feeling lonely? We can bully you too. Well, that was sudden. You were watching? I don't know about that, but it seemed I aggravated her cold. Who knows? With that concern pronouncement, she leaves to return to her own seat. At Nagamori, I get the feeling that she's always got an eye on me, eye on what I'm doing. Nanase returns to a patter of quick footsteps just as the chime rings for a second period. She's shooting me a glare. After shooting me a glare, she takes her seat with a loud thump. Thump. It's clear that she's warning me to keep my distance. Do we go for reconciliation? Let's try. Maybe Nagamori is right. I can't just keep sitting here behind her while she has that bad impression of me. Hey, Nanase? I tap her on the back while calling out to her. Let's try to get along with each other. Look, man, don't burn the olive branch. Her subdued voice is filled with blame. It was kind of funny, though. Well, that was only because I was wondering whether you were the same person I met this morning. She whirls back to face forward. The teacher for second period subject is already standing there in front of us. Honestly, how do you erase anything with that pencil? It's lunchtime. As expected, by the time I return from the cafeteria with my bread, there's no longer enough room at my desk for me to eat. What? Oh, people fucking swarming her. The boys had wasted no time surrounding Nanase and striking up conversation with her. Exasperatingly enough, Nanase actually looks like she's enjoying her conversations as she pokes away at her little lunchbox. Yeah, well, it's your desk, so you can just say, hey, move. And fucking throw some elbows if you gotta. Nagamori appears while I'm stranded near the door. She's carrying a paper carton of milk in her hand. Shikatanai! I guess I'll go up to the rooftop or something. Yeah, pack a coat. Really? I think I'll be okay. Your desk? I mean... no. Haha. No? Is that what I want? Oh god! Oh god! Ah! Even the mouse is on another screen, the mouse wheel still moves the text. No! I try to imagine myself eating at Nagamori's desk. I'd look pretty pathetic. It'd almost be like I was trying to hang around her. No, the sun's out today, so I'm sure it'll be warm up there.
そうかな。
Besides, I like it up there. In the end, I leave Nagamori and her milk and make my way to the roof on my own. Oh god, something about that fence seems off. Ooh, perspective. It seems like it's slanting inward a bit. Or I don't know. I can't say what it is, but something. It feels like the poles should be standing more vertical, you know? It seems like they're kind of leaning a bit to the left. The sun's out, but the wind is fierce. Thanks to that, there's no sign of anyone up here, except for me. I take a seat on the concrete ledge under the rainwater tank. Unsealing my lunchtime bread, I stuff my cheeks. It's cold, so I try to move my jaw as vigorously as I can. Just about to dislodge the bread, which had gotten stuck in my throat with my teeth when
やっぱり寒いよ。
I can hear a pathetic voice. It's nothing I can't endure.
そんな我慢までしていることないじゃない。
It's Nagamori. In her hands, she's carrying a lunchbox and that pack of milk that she was holding before. Then go back.
寒い。
I actually like the cold. It's nice. I'm so glad it's winter. Well, late fall, about to be winter. Paying no heed to my words, she sits down next to me and begins to untie her handkerchief-wrapped lunchbox on her lap. Are you listening to me?
いただきます。
I'll take that as a no. She puts her hands together before beginning to eat, but after taking a couple mouthfuls,
やっぱり寒いよ。
she turns to me with a face on the verge of tears. What? So it's my fault now?
だって私の席で食べようって言ったのに来てくれないんだもん。
That doesn't mean you have to come up here with me.
だって公平が意地張ってこんなところで食べてるんだもん。
I'll say it again. That doesn't mean you have to come up here with me.
やっぱり公平にはしっかりした人が必要だよ。
How'd you come to that conclusion?
早く食べて戻ろうよ。
In a way, I'm the sort of guy who imposes my own pace on others, but I guess it's different with someone who I've been with for so long. I contemplate this for a while. Yeah, okay. I resume my vigorous munching while stuffing my cheeks with bread. It's just bread, so it isn't long before I finish. Half pouring the bread down my throat, I finish and eating and get up. Half pouring the bread? What?
早いよ。
Pouring bread? What? She sounds like she's about to cry again as she clings to my trousers. Sure are slow. Ah, you've got more than half left to go.
公平が早すぎるんだよ。
You can just go inside and sit on the stairwell. It's fine. Ah, come on. You can go and eat the rest in the
こ
classroom.
こまで食べたのに。待っててよ。
Huh?
そんな食べてる途中にドタバタするの嫌だもん。
What? Put the lid on. Sheesh. I sit back down again.
ごめんね。
It's okay.
ゆっくり食べていい？
Haha, go ahead. But yes, I do mind. I can't help but give a wry laugh.
でもやっぱり寒いね。
Once more, I can't help but laugh. By the way, could you stop drinking that milk together with your rice? What, does it bother you? It's disgusting to watch.
小学校の時の給食だってご飯に牛乳だったもん。
Yeah, I don't see the issue here. She's basically making an horchata. You're not supposed to keep eating it like that forever.
でもお茶なんかより栄養あっていいと思うよ。
Talk about childish way of thinking. I stay with Nagamori until she finishes eating, all while continuing our trivial conversation, which only slows her down further. In the end, by the time she announces that she's done, lunchtime is about to end. It's the beginning of the afternoon classes. Regardless of the subject, well, with the inevitable exception of PE, I make it a rule to sleep through the first class of the afternoon. The tests are coming up pretty soon, though. It'd probably be a good idea to pay attention. Yeah, you'd think. But then again, I am sleepy. Devise a plan to avoid dozing off. There's no helping it. I'll tie the end of Nanase's hair to my fingertips. What? That way, if I doze off and fall over, I'll end up pulling Nanase's hair. Given what happened just a while ago, there's no way I'll walk away from that unscathed. The pressure from having that terrible threat hanging constantly over my head should be enough to keep me wide awake. It's a wonderful plan. Seizing the initiative, I immediately put it into action. Grasping Nanase's flowing locks in one hand, I tie them firmly to my finger. Now I'll be able to focus on listening to the class. I turn my gaze towards the blackboard. You, gonna write any notes? Ah, crap! I move swiftly. Giving Nanase's hair an almighty tug with my finger, I manage to bring it loose. Charlie horse. The class's attention falls upon Nanase and the source of that short yell. What's gonna happen now? At least, the interested looks disperse, and the room falls silent once more. Damn it. I guess the tension from that half-hearted, easily untied knot wasn't enough to keep me awake. We stepping it up, boys? Nah, better not take it any further. Don't want to fall on her route. Even I can see that's time to draw the line. My basic instincts are sending me a flashing red signal. Don't do it. She's the perfect target to mess with, but my personal safety's on the line here. Guess I've got no choice but to focus on the lesson. Is it just me, or did my original objective change somewhere back there? I thought that Nanase would have a thing or two to say to me, but it seems she's decided to ignore me. I was quite prepared to go over and talk to her myself, but before I could, the usual crowd of boys had completely surrounded her. Whew! I spent recess staring into space while listening to the clamor around her. Eavesdropping. A little weird, but okay. I'm bored. Let's check on Nanase's hair for split ends. Wait, this isn't the time for that. After all, the exams are coming up soon. It's over. I give a big stretch and the chime rings for the end of the 6th period. Hey, Nanase, it's the end of the 6th period. This is what we call after class.
そんなこと知ってるわよ。異世界から転校してきたわけじゃあるまいし。
What's with that attitude? And after I was kind enough to tell you, too. Still, I guess this means she isn't totally ignoring me.
七瀬さん、これから帰るの？案内してあげるぜ、校内。
どうしようかな。
These guys sure waste no time in flocking to her. I pick up my bag and crawl out from the gap in the crowd without even putting my textbooks away properly. Whew. Now then, what should I do? I am kind of hungry. I don't know, go home. What, you're in a club? Well, fuck that, go home club. I know, I'll take Nagamori along and get something to eat. Hey, Nagamori, let's go home and stop off somewhere on the way.
私、公平みたいに暇じゃないもん。
Boo boo. Going to club activities? Really? I was thinking we could go and eat at... Excuse me? Patapoya? Patapoya. Okay, sure, man. It's been a while since we've had one of their crepes.
あ、そう
Well, I guess there's no helping it.
でも浩平がどうしても今日って言うなら無理するけど
No, really, it's fine.
ごめんね
Well, see you later.
浩平も言ったらたまには部活
It's not as if there'll be anyone there at our club.
浩平が頑張らないと
Yeah, what club you in, guy? Just me giving him my best won't change a thing.
それでもだよじゃあ行くね私
Yeah, give it your best. I look around after Nagamori disappears. The classroom is already starting to quiet down. There's no sign of Nanase. Maybe the boys took her along with them after all. I guess I'll go home by myself today. Changing my shoes at the shoe shelf and passing through the entrance doors, I cross the quiet after class courtyard towards the school gates. The words. Over towards the sporting grounds, I can see the athletic club busy with their running. I feel a little uncomfortable watching them. It's as if they belong to some entirely different species. Like, uncomfortable just like standing there watching them, or uncomfortable because they're running? Elaborate. How could it be that we attend the same school and yet spend our time so differently? Personally, I could never put up with a daily routine of studying, exercising, and then going home tired. It isn't as if I have anything better to do with my time. But it's fun being able to play around with guys who are as bored as I am, and I like my stop-filled trips home with Nagamori. That time a languid, easy, everyday existence is one I'm suited to. Besides, it isn't as if anyone is gonna criticize me for it. I've proudly resolved to live out the rest of my school life in the same manner. Best way to do it, man. Passing the school gates, I leisurely make my way down the road home. Seems like Yukiko isn't back yet. Well, that's nothing new. At the hours Yukiko-san comes home, it's rare that I'm awake to greet her. Oof. Fucking leaving early in the morning and not back until late at night. Like, that's like 6 hours just to like go to sleep, wake up, get ready, and fucking do it again. Yikes. After brushing my teeth downstairs, I changed from the uniform I'd been too lazy to remove into my pajamas. Wait, pajamas? What? I've never seen pajamas. Okay. Spelled with a Y. I consider my options as I'm about to dive into bed. The idea of having to get into bed like that doesn't appeal to me. Considering how I was woken up this morning, I think I'll have my revenge on Nagamori by giving her a shock. In the closet. I know, I'll sleep in the closet. She can pull off my blankets like she did this morning, but I won't be there. I turn out the lights and conceal myself in the closet. Pushing the hangers out of the way, I put myself into a standing posture. Oh, you don't have a big enough closet that you can lie down in. It's a pretty unreasonable pose, but that won't stop me from getting to sleep. I like this dude. Anything for a good prank. It's the sound of the curtains being drawn back, letting in a dazzling sunlight that pierces my eyes.
ほら起きなさいよ
Now, did you move to the bed at some point?
あれああ毛布が丸めて人の形にしてある浩平どこカバンも制服もあるしほんと遅刻するよ浩平
I definitely did this to my parents a couple times when I was a kid. I'd grab like a bunch of like extra pillows and throw them under the blankets, and I would go like hide in the closet. And when they'd come to like get me or whatever, they'd pull them back. and I wouldn't be there, and I thought it was hysterical, but no. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes I took it too far, and I hid in a trunk for like 3 hours from my babysitter, and they called the cops because they thought I had just like up and disappeared, because they were going like door to door to the neighbors, like asking if they'd seen me, and nothing, and they couldn't find me, and I thought it was fucking hilarious how I was just like in the bottom of the trunk, like she's running around, but she hasn't found me yet. Yeah, it turns out that wasn't a cool thing to do. Fucking like 6-year-old me was kind of an asshole.
こそ先行くからね。
Come on, don't do that.
じゃあおやすみ。また戻ってきちゃったよ。
Ah, you're so nice, Nagamori.
早く出てきてよ。私まで遅刻しちゃうよ。
Zzz.
Ah, 見つけた。公平ったら。
Wobble, wobble, wobble. Somehow, it feels like my body is being shaken.
ほら、起きないと遅刻するよ。
So I guess I learned this. If you try to shake me to wake me up, I might just start screaming. This happened when I was in basic training. They were waking me up for my my night watch shift. It was like 2 in the morning, and I wasn't waking up. So they started like shaking my shoulder, being like, "Hey man, get up." And what I woke up to was me screaming. So like as you start like you become conscious, but your eyes are still closed. I was just going, "Ah!" So I woke up. I stopped. I opened my eyes and just looked right at him. I'm like, "Can I help you?" Fucking hilarious. It's super weird. Like, I didn't know I could just start screaming when I wasn't aware of it, but I guess that's something I can do. Just letting my inner turmoil out when I'm asleep like that. You could try to wake me up. I woke up a couple other people, but most of them just rolled back over and went to bed after going like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, whatever. Ugh! Is Nagamori dragging me out of the closet? Morning. I greet her while stepping out of the closet, almost tripping from the height gap in the process.
どんな寝相だったらクローゼットの中に収まっちゃうのよ。
Well, I just thought I'd give you a surprise.
びっくりした。これでいい？
Well, I guess so.
そんなことより時間。
I will look at the time, but there's no hands on that clock. I look at the watch on Nagamori's extended wrist. It's a barely believable time. Hey, you came late today!
違うよ。ちゃんと私はいつも通りに来たもん。
Enough with the excuses.
言い訳じゃないもん。
I grab my bag and clothes and leave the room, ignoring Nagamori's sullen expression.
もう起こしに来てあげないよ。
Well, there's no point in that anyway, if I'm gonna be late either way.
ちゃんと来てたもん。
Then why are we late? Come on, let's hurry. Taking only the time to change my clothes, I quickly leave the house.
でも本当に私を驚かせるためにあんなことしてたの？
Yes. Hmm? The world's still running, so it's difficult to hear.
本当に私を驚かせるためだけにあんなところで寝てたの？
Yeah, what other reason could I possibly have to sleep in a place like that?
普段十分驚いたりしてるからあんなことしなくてもいいよ。体とか痛かったんじゃないの？
Not really. I've got the type of body that can sleep anywhere.
そんなことに気使うんだったらもっと違うことに使ってくれたらいいのに。
Like what?
ほら、いつも起こしてあげてるから日頃の感謝を込めてとか。
Yeah, you're right. Shall I express my gratitude? By asking you out on a date? By asking you out on a date?
そんなまずいと思うよ、それは。
Why?
ほら、体裁悪いっていうか、
Would it?
公平のこと好きなことか勘違いしてショック受けちゃうよ。
Oh yeah, because this dude has girls clamoring everywhere to fucking meet him. Huh? I mean, I don't mind if they misunderstand. But also, there aren't any girls like that. I don't mind if they misunderstand.
どうして？私だよ、私。分かって言ってるの？
It's you, Nagamori. I know.
公平バカだよ。私なのに、私なのに、私なのに。
Hey, take it easy.
あ、ごめん。
I'm the one who's worried about you. Always putting yourself down like that.
そうかな。私は大丈夫だよ。
It's your way of saying that you could have any guy you wanted if you felt like it?
そんなことあるわけないよ。私は公平じゃなくて、一人で何でもできるってことだよ。
That's such a lonely thing to say. You make me worry about you after all.
私はいいんだよ。やっぱ公平が心配。
Really?
そうだよ。
Turning the last corner, we covered the distance to the school gates with one last sprint. Oh, did we make it?
なるよ。ほら。
Is that the warning bell or the actual bell? Looks like it's come down to a race between us and Hige. We hurriedly dashed through the deserted courtyard towards the shoe shelf. Here. Having reached the shoe shelf first, I take out Nagamori's pair of slippers along with mine, give them a little quick before tossing them over.
ありがとう。
We walk down the corridor, passing the teacher of a different class before stumbling into our own classroom. Whew. Well, I guess that's that. The classroom is still filled with morning greetings and trivial conversations. After saying goodbye to Nagamori, I walk to my window aisle seat, toss my bag onto the desk, and sit down in my chair. Nanase is sitting in front of me, looking out the window. Do we say hello? Or do we ignore her, give her the cold shoulder? We'll find out next time on the next episode of One, because I'm getting kind of lightheaded because I haven't eaten yet today. And yeah, just drinking coffee isn't cutting it, Chief, so I'm gonna go microwave some fried rice that's been sitting in my freezer for the past 2 years. Anyway, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time for the next episode of One. I almost said Moon. This isn't Moon. This is One. Hope to see you all there. Later.